Okay, hi everyone. Phil from Ashtons, back again. On this time on with Peter Higgs from PGH Beegone. Hi, Pete.
Hi there, Phil.
How you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're on our next hit list of current clients. Do you want to tell me a bit more about what PGH Beegone do?
We here at PGH Beegone, we control and prevent pests. We do that in a way that really looks after our customers and our team. We also do live bee removal, which is where the bee gone side comes from. So we do that for other pest controllers across the UK, and have that as an added value for our franchisees because they get that brand as part of the pest control business as well. So we eliminate pests basically.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, I know I've got a problem. My cat's been catching about 2 mice every morning for the last week. So I go down and give the kids breakfast and I have to deal with the mice at the same time as well. Some dead, some alive. So, okay. So how was the original business established? When did it start? How did you get going with it?
So the core business has been going now since 2008, 2009. I had a farming and gamekeeping background and got involved with the Prince's Trust very early on, and they put me on a week's intensive business course. I had £1,000, a £1,500 loan from the Prince's Trust, and £1,000 went on a website back then, and £250 on a sprayer and £250 on business cards. And that's how the business got started. It was only me back then. And a few years down the road, I then started employing people because I just got so busy. So that's sort of, in a nutshell, how I got into it and how it started back in 2009.
Okay. Yeah, we've talked at length about the Princess Trust, so it's a great organisation, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So why did you think about franchising? What's the reasons behind it?
So I thought about franchising back in when we first started, because one of my early on customers asked me if the business that I was in was a franchise itself. I didn't actually know what franchising was back then, and then that got me looking into it, and I thought that'd actually be quite cool, having a few vans driving around, and that's when I found out about franchising. And as business developed and as I understood more about business, it just intrigued me. And I always wanted to go down that road, but I never did. I wish I did it a lot sooner than I actually did. But you have to be in the right place, because otherwise you just duplicate problems. So slowly I moved forward, and buying my trade names early on, and things like that, little steps you take along the way. And then a great opportunity came along with COVID. So I thought, well, let's go with it. So that's when we set the franchise up.
Cool. Yeah, because you've been operating under a van man and a van model, but you're obviously their employees, haven't they?
That's correct.
Years. So you built up the brand name, you built up the systems, and obviously when we first started chatting, you had the basis of a good model that you could take out to a franchise. So why specifically asking about Ashtons, why did you pick Ashtons? Why did you decide to work with a consultant?
So I decided to work with Ashtons and a consultant because one thing I've learned over the last 14 years of running a business is that you don't know it all. And I know that people they do pest control by themselves, and they can make royal mistakes in doing that. So I know that, everyone knows, if you do DIY, you're probably not going to do it as well. You're going to make silly little mistakes along the way. So I already knew it is important to use experts in whatever you do in life. And I was Googling away, and I actually found you guys on YouTube. I saw Nick, he was doing a talk at the BFA, with the franchise show up in Birmingham, and I watched his video of him talking about franchising, and I actually contacted Ashtons on the back of that video.
Brilliant. Okay. And you're quite heavily involved with the BFA now, aren't you? We've got your provisional BFA membership, and you attended the exhibition in October. So how's that working out for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's any organisation is a good thing to be part of in the trade or industry you're in. And I think being a part of a franchise and a new franchise, it's really important for me to understand what is right and ethical to do in franchising, because I'm new to it. So I want to make sure that we're looking after the franchisees as best we can. It's a new journey for us as well, and for the team member I've employed to help with the franchise business. So, and I know that she's found it really valuable to learn about franchising and what you should and shouldn't do, and just to have that support, because obviously I'm very involved because I want to be, and I love my business. I'm involved with the core business as well. So it's been helpful to have that support and to be doing things the way they should be done when it comes to franchising.
Yeah, I think I'd say it's one of the best steps that you took, bringing her on, bringing that role on. And yeah, she's jumping in headfirst into the industry. So yeah, wise move. Was the process of franchising your business more complex than you thought, or was it about where you thought it was going to be?
I think franchising the business has definitely, I don't think it's more complex than I thought it would be. It's a difficult one. I think I knew there'd be a lot of time investment with it, and I knew that I had to be in a place where I could give a lot of time to the franchise business and to do the training and to get everyone up to speed in what's going on, and when franchisees join as well. I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. I'm lucky enough to have over 14 people working for me here in the core business, and we all patch in together to make things happen. So it's been really valuable. Had I been, I don't even think I would have been able to do it with 5 members of staff. We just wouldn't have had enough, especially, and that's office based, not technical staff. So having that support around me with the core business has been really useful. I think that it is time consuming. I think you need to be in the right place, definitely. I've learned a lot from it that I didn't know, which has been really valuable. And I wouldn't go back and change it. If anything, I wished I found a way to do it earlier.
Yeah, there's that saying, you don't know what you don't know, and it's understanding that segment of information that you just haven't got a clue about even exists. So and I can see you're sat in your spanking new office there, so it looks nice. Nice facility. Staff are happy.
Yeah. We acquired the new office beginning of this year and decked it out so that it's going to be a great place for the franchisees to come and do training with us and to learn how to run the business successfully.
Very impressive, and that's what you want. You want potential franchisees to see that, to see how serious you are about it. So you're now a franchisor as well as running your own business. Are there similarities between being a franchisor and being a business owner, or is it completely different?
Is there similarities being a franchisor to business owner? I would say not really. I think that your role changes. I think that you have 2 businesses, not one. You become more of a trainer and someone that oversees and helps more than what you even are already in the core business. I think that it's great fun. I've really enjoyed the journey with franchising. I think that it's great to see vans driving around in a different part of the country full time doing work, and when you get to the franchisees to the point that they can do quotes and visit clients, win the business, and then actually go and do the business when you haven't even spoken to the client is absolutely fantastic. It's very rewarding to see other people with having great success. I mean, I've been around for 14 years, so I know it's successful. We've been here, we've got a proven model, and with the help we've had from people like yourselves to make sure we're doing it right and to make sure things are running efficiently and everyone knows what's going on, it's been a massive help.
And you guys include business coaching within your package, don't you? So I know you're an advocate for business coaching, and like you said, being a franchisor is effectively being a coach. It's being a mentor, it's being a trainer, it's being that person to put your arm around when things are bad, or celebrate success when things are good. So yeah, I think that's a good summary. What's your best tip for a new franchisor?
Best tip for a new franchisor would be to best tips. An interesting question that. I think just make sure that you're ready to actually franchise, I think, and to get help, because what I have noticed at shows, franchise shows and other places, that there are lots of interesting franchises out there, and you can tell the ones that have done their due diligence, getting things set up as they need to be, so that it's fair and it's legal and it works, and you can see exactly what's involved, and you can see the ones that haven't had help to get the business going. And I think that as a franchisee, which you need to be able to do in business, is put yourself in other people's shoes. And as someone new coming into a business, and if it's obvious to me as a franchisor, then it'll be obvious to other people looking in. So I think that you need to make sure you do the right things, because there's a lot of franchises out there that are doing the right things. For an example, maybe being a member of the BFA, maybe having a proven system, having good manuals, having good training. And that all comes down to maybe using a consultant, which we did, which I'm really pleased we did, because it puts us a cut above the rest. We've already had people say to us that, we're more professional. And that's down to the credit of people like yourself, people like Caroline that I've got on helping me. And that's all done because we followed a system that works. And when you don't do that and you miss things out that you're not even aware of, it gets picked up. So we're not perfect, but I think we're a lot better than people that have just given it a short, not done everything they could do to make sure the business, to make sure the business is as good as it can be from a prospect perspective. So from a franchisee point of view, has it got everything?
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, great answer, Pete. My last question. What does the future look like for you?
What does the future look like for us here? It looks good. I think it is, obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic, which has its own challenges, and with that there's obviously massive opportunities as well. We did well this year to get what we've got from our franchisees, and next year we need more than double the amount of franchisees that we went for this year. We learned a lot this year, and I'm just really looking forward to continuing to help the franchisees be mega successful, like our first franchisee David and Lockie, who's just joined. So this year is going to be a step up for the core business and for the franchisees as well. We've made some major updates with websites and other marketing material. So we're set to really boom this year.
Cool. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to tracking your progress and seeing you at the shows and keeping in touch, really. So thank you very much for your time, Pete.
Thank you so much, Phil. Appreciate your time as well. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.